Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Quick update for you on progress. So last video was about the fuel tank. The fuel tank is now in the UK. It is 50% complete. It's with Charlie Morris at M Motorsports. He's a magician when it comes to repairs, fabrication, anything to do with welding, fixing exhaust, swing arms, fuel tanks, any kind of metal work. He's a genius with. So he's got it. He's got the World SuperBike tank, and he's using that to fabricate a custom World SuperBike tank from my broken stock tank. So it's going to be slightly bigger, well, a lot bigger, shall I say, in terms of the low dimensions and the width as well. It's going to be wider, it's going to be taller, it's going to be longer, and it's going to be deeper there. So the capacity is going to be about 25 litres by the time it's finished. So that's great news, and that's progressing really well. Okay, this video is slightly negative. Don't like to call people out, not my style, but I just wanted to talk about a little story with regards to the exhaust. I kind of alluded to this in the past with regards to my Termignoni World SuperBike system. It's sold to me. I bought it from eBay, what I thought was a relatively reputable seller. They're called Moto Top Gun. They're out of Switzerland, I think, but they kind of pose as an Italian company on eBay, primarily selling exhaust systems. So what I thought I was buying was the full system, paid a hell of a lot of money for it. It took way longer to arrive. I got stung with thousands of pounds of dollars worth of importation tax, which weren't great at all, as you can imagine. I think it arrived, it was something like, it should have taken like 10 days, maybe 3 weeks, and I think it took like 8 weeks to arrive. So that was a complete and utter nightmare. So really unhappy with how that went, and as I said, I got stung a good 1,000 or so, a couple of thousand for importation tax fees. So the exhaust that I actually got was a kind of a slip-on. It was sold to me as a full system. It was kind of a slip-on. So I've got the complete back section, the under section, rear headers, but no front headers. Okay, no front headers and lower connecting pipe. So obviously definitely not a full system, a little bit more than the slip-on. That's all it was, but they sold it to me as a full system. So anyway, many months later, so this was like this was kind of like, it must have been 9 months ago now. 9 months of correspondence to try and get it fixed. Sorry, the kids are playing upstairs. To try and get this situation fixed. I foolishly should have filed it with eBay and PayPal straight away. I don't know if that was part of their stall tactic. If I'm honest, I don't think they were deliberately trying to be malicious, but they said they were going to fix it. They said they were going to get me the parts. Never happened. 9 months later, 9 months of correspondence, filing it with eBay, who tried to reach out to them and said, hey, nothing worked, and that's that. So I had no headers, no connecting pipe, unfortunately. I then reached out to Ducati Tampa. They reached out. Initially the headers were available at a huge cost, like extortionate amount, thousands for the headers, front headers, from Termignoni. Put the money down, checked in with them a couple weeks later, and then all of a sudden Termignoni said they're no longer available. So that's where I got kind of left hanging. There's something weird going on with Termignoni at the moment. I reached out to Termignoni loads of times, never got back to me. Yeah, they're not going to talk to Joe Public, I get it, and stuff like that, but completely useless. I've had Termis on pretty much all my Ducatis for years. This will probably be the last Termi I ever buy, based on their like non-existent customer service, the whole experience I had getting the exhaust. The exhaust is great, it's a brilliant system, but I'm now having to work big contingency plans to kind of get this up and running. So the headers that I paid for fell through this week. So thankfully, the success part of the story, bad experience with Moto Top Gun, really bad, don't recommend them. I would never buy from them ever again. I'd stay well clear. Just go to a store if you're going to buy an exhaust system. That's what I like to say. Anything expensive, just go to a store. Don't get off eBay from like various sellers. So Ducati, back to Ducati Tampa in Florida, bailed me out. They have been amazing. So they let me know, hey, Termignoni just pulled the plug on these. They said they're not available, left me hanging, even though I put the money down. So I'm now having to use Akrapovic headers, which they got for me yesterday, and they've just arrived with me this morning, which is amazing. So I'm now going to take these back to the UK, and Charlie Morris is kindly going to make the connecting pipe, titanium connecting pipe. So I'm going to have a custom front aspect to the system. It is like a hybrid with Termi and Acro headers. Obviously, doesn't make any difference whatsoever. They're brilliant headers, much of a muchness. Yes, it's a slightly different design. That's why I'm going to have a custom connecting pipe. So it's going to be a beautiful titanium full system by the time it's finished. So it's going to perform amazingly, I have no doubt. So that's kind of where we're at. So without further ado, I've already opened this to have a quick look. We'll have a quick look at the headers. It's pretty much standard, or should I say, standard race bike titanium Akrapovic headers. Really nice, beautiful pieces. So that's what we're going to use to fix this issue. Lombardo sensor there. So yeah, there we are. That is the solution to the plan. So thank you very much. Big shout out to Blake at Ducati Tampa. Done me a solid, brilliant guys, bailed me out really quick. They've been awesome with any parts I need. Out of all the Ducati dealers that I'm talking to across America and the UK, they are without doubt the best in terms of their communication and reliability. So thank you so much for them helping me out with this. Other little updates. So I'm heading back to the UK this weekend. Hopefully Charlie's completed the tank, and I'll be bringing that back. So that's going to be a really big day to test fit it, see how that goes. This ain't going to fit anymore for sure, because it's just, the tank's going to be way bigger, way wider, way taller, everything, which is mega cool. So I'm going to have to fabricate a custom carbon tank cover for that. I'm hopefully getting a caliper mount, hopefully. If not, I'm going to have to get that made. Where else we're at? Got some titanium bolts to fasten this properly. That's going to be a little bit closer to the throttle housing. Then I can torque that down a bit better. And I think that's it. So I'm going to have a bit of a spending spree this month, and I'm going to get the Benici, or whatever they're called, Benici clip-on mounts. The big one that goes to the frame on the other, the engine on the other side. And replace the Ducati Performance footrests with them. So I'm hopefully going to order them this month. So I reckon I've got 2 more months of spending quite a lot of money to get it completed. Then I need some time, and I'm pretty busy at work as usual. So I need some time to then get this belly pan completed with the curve, fabricate the kind of World SuperBike curves there, and all the rest of it. So we're getting there. We're getting really close. Loads of little parts still to get. Nothing too big apart from obviously the fuel tank and those clip-ons and rear set. That's probably the biggest parts going, and some brake. So we're getting really close. Oh yeah, and the big elephant in the room. What does everybody think of the new Panigale V4, the 2025 Panigale V4? Leave your comments below. Obviously, a lot of people don't like it. Which has been common to a lot of Ducatis over the years. I remember when the 999 came out, everyone hated it. Now people really love it. And I know a lot of people still don't like it because it just wasn't very traditional. We've now got the single-sided swing arm's gone, which is really sad. But the reason it's gone is because the single-sided swing arm is stiffer and they can't adjust the wheelbase that much on it. All race bikes have got a longer wheelbase, so now you've got the ability to adjust it a bit more, and it flexes more. So I get it, it makes sense. Obviously Ducati know what they're doing. They would not have done that lightly. The decisions they've made to change that bike, essentially it's still the same motor, the main frame's different, the subframe's different, the fairing's different, the air intake's different, it's got some newer electronics, and obviously the big part is the double-sided swing arm, single-sided swing arm is gone. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a phenomenal bike. I'm pretty sure of that. Probably not going to change much on this. This is still the kind of current guise of a World SuperBike, so this is probably going to stay the same. I may at a later stage, you know, when they actually build the World SuperBikes of the new 2025 bike, I might have a look at maybe doing the front end with that and maybe some electronics possibly, but I doubt it. This is so different anyway and so far away from a normal bike, I don't really need to do that. And maybe in the future, who knows, I might build a 2025 model World Superbike, so we'll see. But it's kind of grown on me. I was the same. I was a bit kind of shocked a little bit that this double single-sided swing arm is gone. I get it. Obviously the MotoGP bikes don't have single-sided swing arms, so ultimately it's not as good. We kind of know that, but Ducati, traditional Ducati, that's one of their like really universal special parts of the bike. I remember when the 916 first came out, I was a kid, my friend's dad rode it up the drive and I was blown away, and we sat there for about 3 hours just staring at the thing as little kids, and you know, years later I become a big Ducati man. So I'm sure it's going to grow on all of us. I think it's actually started to grow on me a little bit now, so but we'll see. I'm sure it's going to be popular, but you know, largely it's still generally the same bike, but you know, they have tweaked a hell of a lot of things to sort the ergonomics on it, and as I said, Ducati know what they're doing. They would not have done it lightly. So that's it for this video, probably at the 12-minute mark at the moment. So bad experience with Moto Top Gun on eBay. I'm sure maybe hopefully I like to think there's other people that have had better experiences. I didn't have a good experience. I got sold a incomplete system. I've now had to pay a lot of money for other manufacturers' headers, because I just simply can't use the stock headers, and now I'm going to have to build a connecting pipe as well, so that all costs money, when I was told I was getting a full system. So real shame. So just be careful with what you buy on eBay. That's all I'll say. I think everyone kind of knows that anyway, but I've had brilliant experiences for eBay for over a decade now, and AliExpress actually, with great components coming on time, very few issues, maybe 1 or 2 issues a year, but obviously that was a big expense buying the Termi. Now it's going to be a custom Termi, so there's always a blessing out of it, which is cool, but big expense. I'll probably just take the hit, pay a little bit more money, and actually just go to a store, and then the store's going to have your back and help you out. But yeah, as I said, big shout out to Ducati Tampa for bailing me out, and thanks very much. I must admit, I think the Acro is a much more pretty pipe. I've had Acros on all my motocross bikes and a couple of my Ducatis in the past, but never really looked at them that closely. But I think it's a nicer pipe compared to the Termi. Nice looking headers anyway. So, but anyway, enough of that. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe and follow and all that stuff.